Hello everyone, Ognif Alexey is here. We're just setting up the translation here. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. And everyone who is already here, please send us a message in the chat on letting us know how you can hear me and if you can see me well. So send a message and let us know how was your week. Did you learn anything new about artificial intelligence or IT? How do you spend your time during self-isolation regime? So please tell us, and I guess we will start in a couple of minutes. So tell us, what did you find out about artificial intelligence? Any news? And for those who are with us for the first time, please let us know. And if you're with us for the second time, or maybe more, please tell us what cities are you from, where do you come from? So today our webinar will be shorter than usual, and our previous webinar was quite interesting. So I definitely recommend you to watch that on our channel. We held that webinar with our translator Elena, and we've got a lot of positive feedback after the webinar about the translation and about how we delivered the information. And so today we are trying a new format. I will hold a webinar as usual, tell you the news, and within a couple of hours after the webinar we will prepare a voiceover, and then we will see which one is better, which way would you prefer. So to either hold a webinar together with the translator or prepare voiceovers for you after the webinar. And after that we will decide and choose the best option. For those who are with us for the first time, we're just letting you know that we are looking for the best format. So basically we are relying on your feedback. So it will be fantastic if you will send us some feedback after the webinar and check the voiceover of the webinar into English. So I suggest we should start now. I see that there are many people who joined us already. My name is Ognif Alexey. Hello everyone. I'm a DigiU CEO, and today I hold one more informational kind of webinar. It will be very quick. So we have quite a big amount of news, but as you have already noticed that we have a lot of content. So basically this allows me to hold webinars to make them shorter and to deliver information better. So as usual, I'm just gonna tell you what we're gonna talk about. So there will be some news, some project news and development news. I will also tell you about some important moments which I think are important. And in the end of the webinar, you will have a chance to ask your questions. So everyone who have already joined or will join us, please send your questions to the chat, and I will allocate a couple of minutes at the end of the webinar to answer your questions. So I suggest that we will hold the webinar in this easy kind of format. So it's the 10th of April today, and the last time we met, what day was it? Was it in the end of March? I'm getting confused with time and dates with this self-isolation regime and everything. And with all this news and our active work, so all the days just joined in one big long day. And as we promised in our last webinar, we prolonged all our special offers. We changed the time of the price increase. And I would like to proudly announce that we managed to do everything that we were hoping to do. And now I will briefly tell you about every single aspect. And if you will get some questions, please send a message in the chat. So first of all, we've connected Payer payment system in your personal accounts. And you all now have an opportunity to top up your accounts using different payment systems. So you can use Yandex, your cards, and many other payment systems. You asked us to connect all of them, and now thanks to Payer, you can use them. So I recommend all the partners who are watching this webinar or maybe hearing about it for the first time, make sure you let your partners know about it, and especially if they are foreign partners, because all of you who watch the webinars in Russian, you're the first people to get new information. So we have a tradition to look at it as some sort of insider information, which gives you an advantage. So everyone who attends our webinars, you have an advantage. You find out all the news. So if you watch our webinars, you have some sort of advantage because you find out about all the news and get all the information. You're the first people who find out information. So please make sure that you tell this information to your foreign partners. Do post it on your social networks. So those who attend our webinars, you have an advantage of receiving the latest news very fast. You're the first people to find out all the news. So please make sure you forward this information to your partners, write posts, share it on your social networks. So we've connected a new payment system, and also we've translated our user accounts into other 6 languages. We've added 6 languages. So we have 8 languages in total. And I believe that it's a great achievement for our project, because we've managed to do it in quite a short period of time. I would like to thank all our team and our technical director for that. I would like to thank all the team and our technical director Boris for that, because he organized all the process of implementation of this. So at the moment we have 8 languages. They are Russian, English, French, German, Italian, Indonesian, Vietnamese. What else? Italian? No, I did mention Italian. So yeah, we have 8 languages at the moment. I've missed a language. I've missed one language, so you can feel free to correct me. And also we have Portuguese on the way. So for everyone who knows these languages, please do give us your feedback. Send us a message in the chat if you found some mistakes, or email to our tech support if you're a native speaker and you do understand that the phrase is not quite correct, or maybe it's hard to understand it. Please definitely let us know. We will correct it, because we find it very important. We asked you for your feedback in our posts, so please give us your feedback on everything that happens at the moment, anything in the user accounts and the website and the delivery of information, and so on and so on. It's very important for us, and it allows us to be more understandable for our partners. Also, what's related to translation, we've translated our concept, and in each webinar I tell our partners that it's the main and my most favorite document, which leads the development of our project, and it directs all our actions, aims, ideologies, and the point of destination. It's all described in the concept. And in April we've added quite good quality translation of this concept in 2 more languages. They are Vietnamese and French, as our partners asked us to do. We have a big community in Vietnam and a lot of partners who speak French. So colleagues, friends, partners, please do distribute this information, deliver it, and just give people to read this info. And then maybe even people who hear about the project for the first time, or maybe they just don't know what to do now at the moment in the self-isolation regime, just give them the concept to read. It's written in quite a simple language, and it just allows people to kind of understand more about the new technological era. It's not some sort of document that only tells you about DigiU and gives no other information. It's quite a global piece of writing, and I personally put in a lot of energy and my knowledge and knowledge of our team of experts that were involved in this work. And this piece of writing actually allows, this piece of writing allows our partners to take in the situation. So this piece of writing helps people to take in the situation, to learn more about artificial intelligence and where it's all going at the moment, and maybe even find themselves in this world. So at the moment we're working on translations into more languages. So if you saw a list of languages, so we will translate our concepts and other supporting documents into those languages. So do follow our news. We put a lot of efforts into delivering the information in the right way. So the next thing that we've completed, the next thing we've done, what we spoke about. So the next thing we've done, what we told about, what we've promised you to do, is the installments mechanism. So we've, we've changed it. Well, not quite changed it, but now all the installments are separate. We've separated them. Previously, they were all combining into one installment. So now we split them into different installments, and this way the payments are more clear for the partners who asked us to do that. So I would really like to point this out, because this actually shows how the feedback that we get from our partners in different chats or International Leadership Council members or owners of business accounts or like potential users of our ecosystem. So we do listen to you, we do take in your feedback, and we try to implement it as fast as possible. So dear partners, if there is anything you want to see in your user accounts and you believe that it's important and it doesn't interfere with our position or our ideology, that you can find out more, that you could learn about in our concept. So please send us your feedback, and it's quite easy to do. You can email to technical support or send us a message in a chat, the official chats, the official information sources, which could be found in your user account. So do send us the information, send us a message, maybe send us some examples of how it's implemented somewhere else. I read all the messages, my colleagues read all the messages. So like once a week or maybe once in a couple of weeks, we gather all together and we discuss all the ideas, and the way we work allows us to listen to all your feedbacks and implement a lot of ideas very fast. And that's why, and because of this, our project develops so fast. So one next issue that we spoke about before the prices go up is a share ownership certificate. So we've started developing it. We've made the certificate itself. We've prepared some beautiful designs, sorted out all the jurisdictional moments. So when we've reached the stage on how will we give it to people and who would we give it to, so we've realized that our verification system is not developed on the required for the certificates, not developed till that level, not up to that level. So first of all, before we can issue these certificates, we've implemented verification, because we realized that we cannot proceed with certificates without verification. So we first of all, before issuing the certificates, started the implementation of verification. We wanted to do it slightly later, but we realized that we can't proceed with the certificates without this, because if we don't have verification, that would mean that we give you some weird certificate, which will only be just a temporary certificate, or we will first have to verify all the users, and stage 1 is in process now. We've started it yesterday, and let me tell you what it includes. So each user can find a small tick on the left in your user accounts. So you click there and you go on to the next page where you need to fill in your personal details and confirm your phone number. This is stage 1 of verification process. This will allow us to get rid of fake accounts. Well, we know that there are some fake accounts, and will allow us to verify all the users by a phone number. In some countries, we can see some difficulties with text messages, with sending, well, not sending, with receiving text message verification messages. We know about this problem, and this problem is on the side, how to say it, on the side of the operator who sends the messages. And we're sorting out this issue at the moment. So we basically have 2 simple options: to wait for the solution from the operator, provider, or look for another provider of this service, a provider who will allow us to verify your phone numbers. And so at the moment we are doing both. So very soon we will make it work, and each partner in every part of the world will have an opportunity to verify their phone number and complete the first stage of the verification process of your user accounts. It is very important, and a couple of weeks ago, talking to one leader, a leader from Europe, we realized that first of all it's very important, and it's a certain market standard, ecosystem standard. So we've started the verification process as soon as we could. So that's why I ask all of you take it quite seriously. So make sure you verify your profiles when it will be possible, and make sure that all of your partners in your structure or in chats, please tell them to go through that procedure. It's quite easy. It's just the same as anywhere else. And in future, of course, we will implement verification by an ID, but I don't know if you know it or not. That to organize, to implement the proper verification procedure, and I mean the storage of your data with correct checkup of your data and so on. It's not a quick process. And there are some providers who provide this service. So these are the decisions that have to be taken carefully and seriously. So at the moment we've started the first stage of the verification. So if you do receive the messages, please verify your accounts. If not, follow the channel, follow our official news, and we will sort out this problem, we'll solve it the problem with the delivery of messages to your country. And I'm sure you'll be able to verify your accounts on time. So this is the question where we focus on at the moment. So one more thing that we've managed to do well in this period of 10 days in April. So we've informed everyone about our competition. I do remember that question on the last webinar. When will the competition start? When will we announce the competition? And the competition was announced the following day. So in this competition, all the users of our ecosystem, are offered to participate and maybe fantasize a little bit about how our products could be used, the possible uses of our products, of the artificial intelligence of DigiU in future. How can they be monetized? So with this competition, we plan to kill two birds with one stone. As we say in Russian, it's actually killing two rabbits at once. And maybe when Elena will be translating this webinar, she will think, oh my God, how should I translate this phrase? I believe that there is no such idiom in English, but I believe, Elena, you'll manage. So first of all, we increase your involvement, and we also believe that you, our users and partners in over 130 countries all over the world, are able to suggest a decision which will be unique, which will be seen by our qualified team, and maybe even implemented straight away. Because we do have some technical abilities, and we improve our technical abilities at the moment. We will tell you more about it in future webinars. So this competition allows all our partners to think, to fantasize a little bit, and bring the best use to all our community. And of course, to get some quite good prizes. They are share packages, like DigiU share packages valued $1,500, $1,000, and one package for the third place is $500. I think these are quite big prizes. So I would really like to point out that we are taking it very serious. We understand that this value that we give you in form of these quite impressive packages. We know that people who will get like first or the second or the third prize, they would really give some valuable ideas that we will be able to realize and monetize. That's why everyone who didn't know about the competition, or maybe people who knew about the competition but didn't email us your proposals yet, because we've received quite a big number of proposals. We haven't studied them deeply yet, but in a couple of days I will dive into reading your proposals, and our team will. I'm absolutely sure that we will find some really cool ideas and definitely bring them to life. So it's the 10th of April now, and we've managed to finish everything that we were hoping to, and we actually did a bit more. As I really like to say, with a clear conscience, I remind you of the planned increase in price of shares, which will take place on the 15th of April. So after the 14th at 12 o'clock at midnight, at 12 o'clock Greenwich time, the prices will increase. So you all have a timer in your user accounts, so you can follow the time. So you can see the clock ticking, and after that you'll be able to purchase your shares at a price of 3 cents per share. The increase in price is not that distinctive, so I'm really glad that we are coming closer to our planned. The first quarter is over, the second quarter, so we are following our roadmap, and we are actually going ahead of schedule, even with this situations that's taking place in the world at the moment, and in the situation that part of our team works from home. And I urge all of you who are watching this webinar now, or people who will watch it later, I urge, I kind of started getting into this whole situation with quarantine and economic crisis and the virus. It's impossible not to notice it. I realize that this information just surrounds me. So what I want to tell you is, please take it seriously. Our team, our artificial intelligence department, they are on self-isolation regime from the first days of self-isolation, and we are here working from the office. I'm here in the office because I just love working in the office. No kidding. I spend a lot of time here. Some of my colleagues come here too, and it's just very convenient for me to hold webinars from here. It's convenient for me to make a decision here and so on. So all the rest of people, I really urge to take care of your health and take care of yourself in the context of in a different way. We finished everything that's related to the development of the project. And what else did we manage to do? The development of artificial intelligence. That's what I'm gonna talk about now. I have a plan here in front of me, so I've just noticed that I didn't tell you about this yet. So we will soon issue a March digest where we will write in detail about everything we've managed to do. Some parts will be written in quite technical language. Some parts will be written in very technical language. But this is a sort of news block from us that we gave you, and we will continue to issue. We might start doing it each quarter. We might slightly change the format, but for those who like technical details, those who feel that it's important to read, those who like to follow each detail, we will issue this news digest for March. And I just remember reading a chat yesterday or the day before yesterday, and someone asked about this digest, and so it will be available very soon. And I believe that it's something that makes me proud. We will publish an article about that digital voice, our DigiU voice generation service, our technology of voice generation of a particular person, and that huge amount of work that we've completed to generate, and I mean generate, the voice of a particular person who is a president of Russian Federation. So you will be able to have a clear understanding. I mean, we will publish an article in which, in quite a simple way, simple language, it will be written. I think we will do it on Monday in Russian, and then we will translate it into English. And we will attach a few samples, audio samples, and the description. We will tell you where it all started, so you will be able to listen to the first version of how our so you will be able to listen to the first sample of generated by our neural network, how we improved it, and a few phrases generated by this neural network, which our president couldn't have said, and we've generated them. So what is it all about is that in our portfolio there is a technology that allows us to tell that the amount of work that we've planned to complete, we've managed to do it. And what's more important is that we have the technology, we have the understanding on how this could be done, and that I mean, the first quarter is over, the start of the second quarter, and we follow our roadmap step by step. And we're going ahead of our schedule, even in this situation that takes place in the world, and taking into consideration that a part of our team is on the remote, works remotely from the not from the office. So I urge everyone who is watching this webinar and everyone who will watch in recorded. So this will explain you and show that there is one more technology in our portfolio that allows us to tell that the amount of work we've planned to do, what we've promised to do, we've managed to complete it. And the main thing is that we have the technology and we have the understanding on how to do that. And in future we will improve this technology. We will improve this technology. And I think we're looking into our development plans right now, plans for 2020. So we're finishing with the project news, with the development news, and just one more block. As I've started already saying all about the crisis and coronavirus and the situation and so on. Tomorrow an article by our Strategic Development Director Alexander E. will be published. It's the author content, and I would really like to outline that. It's very important. So it's the second article from our team, and it's about how long, in accordance with our opinion, the crisis will last and how it will affect, the crisis, coronavirus, and not just crisis and coronavirus separately, but all this combined effect and combined effects of the ongoing processes, how long it will last and how it will change the world, and how our strategic development director Alexander sees the changes in the world after this. This is quite an important article. I've obviously read it. I've read a draft version of it. I would like to say that the amount of content and the content that we publish at the moment, there is a reason for that. So I recommend you to read it. I recommend you to analyze it because just so you understand its author content. And it's written because we see the changes that take place in the world in a day. Even some processes can change very fast. And the content we give you on that, it's very, very hot. I mean fresh. So even if you just read this content, or will invite your friends and people you know to our chats, like your friends, your partners, or just any people, and just tell them to read this article, to read that article. Even by doing these simple actions, you will make people think and understand that the way we've lived on the 1st of January 2020, things will never be the same. There are too many changes. There are too many things happening at the moment. So our content, I'm sure that there is a similar content, similar level of content somewhere else. But we are on the front edge of digital technology, of artificial intelligence, and we understand. Like, for example, a year ago, when I was working on our project's concept, I couldn't even imagine that now what I've planned, what I've planned for like 5 years' time, will be implemented in 2020, like now. That all the world will completely change. With this understanding that our project predicted these, even for us, the speed of development is like very fast. So we prepare this content so everyone who knows about our project, who became our investor, or someone who is just watching or following us, and I know that there are many people like this, would receive the best quality information. So please do read this information, comment on it, give your feedback, share it. The article will be published tomorrow, and it's really very useful. So please make sure to read it, save it somewhere for yourself, because by this article, Alexander makes some, strategic, he is a strategic development director. He does some very important, he makes some very important decisions about the development of the project. And on the 15th of April, we will hold a webinar together with the translation. And on that webinar, we will announce, I just asked Alexander, because we have a lot of information now. We will share our plans. We will share our 2020 plans quarter by quarter. Our strategic development plans, what's related to the whole project. Crowd investing, then technological department, venture fund, the interaction within this ecosystem. well, some thoughts as well. It will be a very important webinar, and maybe we will even hold it, not only on YouTube. So at the moment we're working on making sure that the biggest amount of people, that it will be available to the largest amount of people possible. So all of you people who are here at the webinar at the moment and who will listen to it later, please make sure that all your partners and friends will just join the webinar and listen and maybe take in this idea that the world has changed. And the most important thing is that we will announce, well, as for me, they are unique terms of support for our partners, because we really very carefully chose how we can support our partners. Well, because for me, support is support. It's not the imitation of it. It's not marketing, it's support. So we did count and evaluate. So on the 15th of April at the webinar with our strategic development director, we will announce these support ways, and we will let you know how our strategy that a human should be the main beneficiary from the use of their data, the use of activity, and so on, and how this strategy is in the second quarter of the project is already realized. And this will make you aware of how in the recent situation, in the situation of quarantine, of self-isolation, of this situation in different countries in the world, we will let you make you aware of how this could already help you now. And it will really be one very important webinar, so please make sure that you do all you can to definitely try to attend it or maybe watch it, and make sure to be the first person who will find out that information, and the first person who will tell this information to your partner, deliver this information to your partners. So I guess now I've said everything I've planned, and let's move on to questions. So if I didn't tell anything, please send a message in the chat. So here are the questions, and we will finish, well, if we have any. We have some new people, new cities, people from new cities at the webinar. Murmansk, Novorengoy, Maty, Kazakhstan, Mogilев. And if I get it right, we don't have any questions. So I don't see any questions in our chat. Dear colleagues, or maybe my colleagues watch the webinar, so hi to my colleagues. Dear partners, I would like to point out one more time that DigiU project is moving on to the next stage of its development. But all of you who's still watching us, who follows us and haven't made a decision to become a partner yet or invest, I would like to point out that we're still in a pre-sale period. We just do it the way that, we've planned this price increase in our roadmap, and we take it very seriously from the point of view of the development, crowd investing, the development of crowd investing model, and so on and so on. So it's still a pre-sale period, but this price increase allows the project to develop faster and allows partners who joined at earlier stages to feel more confident, and allows us to bring to life everything that we've promised as soon as possible. So I would like to thank everyone who have joined this webinar today. Please keep safe and see you on the 15th of April.